Hello and welcome to Talisman Tarot. In this reading I will be gathering information about your love life the next 3 months, and so this will be group number 1, this will be group number 2, this will be group number 3, and this will be group number 4. And so take a deep breath and use your intuition to choose the right card for you. Take a deep breath and close your eyes if you need to, and whatever card speaks to you, or whatever stone speaks to you, will be your group. So let's get on with the reading. Number 1, you chose this ametrine, and your significator for this reading will be this card, this Hausmeister. And what that tells me about you is that maybe you've been abused in the past. Maybe you are someone who is like always helping others and never receiving anything in return. I think you are very giving and caring, and maybe you're the type who always comes, like whenever someone calls you, like this person right down here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but he's like ringing the bell, and you appear when he rings the bell. So maybe that's something you experienced. Sorry, I'm having a bit of heart palpitation, so I'm just going to relax a bit. I'm not sure why I'm getting those, but so maybe you have that thought. I'm seeing that you are someone who is very willing to sacrifice yourself for others. You might be someone who attracts a lot of toxic people in your life. Maybe people can tell this about you, that you are very self-sacrificing, and so they attach to you because they know that you will always be there for them. And you might be someone who people can treat like a library book, someone they can borrow as they please, and then return when they are done with it. Like you might be that type of person. And so you might be the type who runs to the rescue a lot. You might also be someone who who takes in rescues, maybe also with animals. Like maybe you are someone who likes to adopt rescues, and also with your partners. I think you have a tendency to choose the charity cases who might need your help, and so this could also be you having an annoying ex who's stalking you, like who's calling you, texting you all the time, and you can't really get rid of this person, and this might be a bit annoying for you. So but let's draw some cards for you. So I will just move these to the side, and so I will be doing the Celtic cross. And I have pre-shuffled the cards, That's the best way for me to do it. So Ace of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Swords, the Tower, Seven of Wands, Five of Swords, Four of Wands, the Emperor, King of Pentacles. So, okay, so with the Tower here, that correlates quite nicely to what I was just saying. So, I think there might have happened something. Some people might have. This could be a sign that someone abused you in the past, but I also see that I think you have been in the recent past. I think you have been cleaning out the closet. Also, like this person is cleaning also, so that makes sense. Okay, so I think you have been cleaning out the closet. You have been trashing the clothes that didn't fit you anymore and that was outdated. And I mean that, of course, figuratively, but it could also be literally. Maybe you have also been cleaning out your closet literally, but I see that you have been sorting out your life. You have been throwing out things that didn't serve you, and so maybe you have actually ended a relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend, or and this might have been the trash you needed to get rid of. But I also see that you might also have been changing your career, or made some change, big change. Maybe you've changed location, or maybe you've been sorting out who in your circle of friends you want in your life, and who you want to keep a distance from. And you could also, like, you could have ended a friendship with a toxic person also, and now that you have been doing this cleaning, I see that there is room for new love to come in. Also, since I'm talking about closets, you might have, well, if it's literally, which I don't think it is, but you could have recently lost weight or gained weight, and so now you have been cleaning out the clothes that didn't fit you anymore, and maybe that has been really liberating for you to get rid of all the things that didn't fit you, and to make room for new ones. Maybe you've had a glow up recently, and maybe you've changed your style, and now you reinvented yourself, and now you want your wardrobe to kind of fit with the new version of yourself. And so and with the Ace of Wands here, as the nature of the question, I see that you are actually really ready for new love to come in. You are maybe a bit impatient also. You might even have someone in mind right now. But I see what is blocking you is actually King of Wands, and then not. Maybe this is a person in your life. Maybe it's actually your ex. Maybe he was a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and so this person might be blocking you from starting new love, and maybe you're not completely over him yet, or maybe he's actually directly trying to sabotage this for you. This is very unlikely, but maybe if your ex is like the stalker, the person who's calling you all the time and texting you, and maybe even meeting up like at your doorstep and trying to talk to you that way, he might be blocking other people from coming in because he might scare other people away, and maybe he's doing this intentionally. Maybe he's like trying to ruin your dates, and maybe he knows when you are on a date with a new person, and so he chooses this particular time to start calling you or texting you to kind of ruin the date, and so if this person actually knows the person you are thinking about pursuing, he might also try to sabotage his perception of you. So maybe he will badmouth you to make him not pursue you, and so this could be a possibility, and I think for that, but I think for the most part, I think the blockage is in yourself. You maybe this person, this King of Wands, broke your trust, and you're afraid of trusting again because of him. Because see, in your conscious mind, you are ready to make love others, which is also the reason why you are watching this reading, possibly. You believe you are ready for love, but I see that in your subconscious mind, you are setting traps for yourself. You are subconsciously trying to sabotage any potential for love, and I think you do that by overthinking every option coming in. You are not acting on any of your impulses. You are rationalizing everything to death, and I think it is because you are not ready for love. Maybe you need to heal your heart first. Maybe you had an experience in the past that was really damaging, and maybe you need to work through some of that damage, because as I also see in the near future that you will be very protective of your heart. You will be very cold, and you will reject people. But maybe that is very important for you to do. Maybe you have been too overbearing in the past. Like I said in the beginning, maybe you have been letting too many toxic people into your life, and maybe you have been given them too many chances. And maybe it's good for you that you are becoming more picky. Maybe it's good that you are learning how to protect your heart, because you might not have done that in the past. You might not have been very good at sticking up for yourself and saying no to people, and so maybe you've learned that from this tower moment. Maybe you've learned from this whole cleanup period that you've had, like maybe you realized when you cleaned your closet that you wouldn't have had so much stuff to throw out to begin with if you hadn't bought it to begin with. Like, so maybe you've realized that you've been letting too many bad people into your life, and they were just taking space so that there weren't any room left for the good people. And so maybe you realize that your time is precious and you don't want to waste it on bad people. Like, I think we've all had that experience, like at the end of the school year or last year of school, or whether it's high school, college, or something completely different, where we look out at the class that we have been attending for a few years and just realize that there are so many great people that we haven't had the chance to talk to and get to know better. And because we've wasted all our time on people who won't even stay in contact after the school is over. And so we all have that tendency to bet on the wrong horses, and we don't see the forest for trees. And so maybe that is what you have realized recently. Maybe you are starting to realize all the great love offers that has been coming in the last few years that you completely ignored because you were chasing this person who ended up being a complete disappointment. With the Five of Swords here, as advice for you, this is usually a very negative card, but in this context, I actually think the spirit is trying to tell you that you need to go back and collect all the swords that were sacrificed in this battle you have been losing. And this battle, I think, is this relationship with this King of Wands. And the swords that were wasted was the love offers that came in while you were preoccupied with this person. Think about who has been showing interest in you in the last few months or even years. Think of who has been offering their love to you, and maybe try to contact them again. See if they are still interested, and I think you might get the opportunity at some celebration or a party with the Four of Wands here. Maybe it's a reunion or something like that, and I think you will have the opportunity to meet this person again. And I think there is someone, there is this King of Pentacles, someone who you might have rejected in the past or ignored in the past, and I think he will come back, and I think it will be this King of Pentacles, this really stable person, this really loyal person, who is probably the complete opposite of this King of Wands. And so I think he will be really good for you, and he will be coming in the next 3 months. I'm not sure if this person is actually someone you know, but I just got that feeling. But it could also be a new person, but it is a good person. It could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, and I think there's a lot of love in store for you with this person. And so also with the Hausmeister card, I did get a Cinderella vibe. So that is a sign that this could be someone from the past who will be returning to you. But that is maybe like maybe this person could also have actually had something of yours. Maybe you left something at his house once, or something that he will be returning as well. So, or maybe this person has an object that you gave him once, or that you were with him when he picked it up. Maybe you went shopping with this person and you helped him pick some item, and he, every time he sees that item, he thinks of you, and so maybe this person also maybe you met this person at a social event, and this person didn't catch your name or something like that, and so this person has had a hard time getting in contact with you again. Maybe you had a really short conversation together, but this person really remembers that conversation really dearly. He has really well, so you could also have danced with this person, or something like that. But there will be this King of Pentacles, who's probably someone you already know, but who will be entering your life in the next 3 months, and I think he can actually be like your rock, someone who can help you out. And I also see that with the King of Pentacles, he is someone very patient, so I think he will not mind that this relationship has been a long time coming. But I see the Emperor here in your hopes and fears still, and I am not sure if it is your hope or your your fear, and so I get the sense that the Emperor might be the King of Wands. It might be an Aries in Sun, Moon, or Rising, or he might embody some of the Emperor traits. And I think that would make sense, because the Emperor is a bit controlling and a bit dominant, and so maybe that was the reason you broke up with this person, and so maybe you were fearing that this person would arrive in the outcome of the reading, or maybe you were secretly hoping that he would. But likely he is not the outcome. I see that it is someone completely different who will be the outcome. And so that's what I see for you, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Group number 2, you chose this Tanzanite, and your significator is this card. So you might be a bit like this person. You might be a bit of a party girl. You might be someone who likes to dance and have fun, and you might have a tendency to leave men a bit breathless. You might be the type who men easily fall for, but let's draw the cards. So I will be doing the Celtic cross, and so Seven of Swords, Page of Wands, Judgment, Eight of Swords, Temperance, Three of Cups, the Emperor, Eight of Cups, Three of the Empress, and Nine of Pentacles. So, okay. So I don't know why, but I do get the sense that this Temperance card here, in this context, is about sobriety. So maybe in the recent past you have had a very limited alcohol intake, probably because of Corona. You might not have been able to party that much. You might not have, and that might have been a bit of a setback in terms of your love life, because you might not have been able to flirt as much as you used to, and so maybe you're the type like who uses parties to interact with the opposite gender, and so or that's the maybe the only time where you actually flirt and do something like that. So since you can't do that, you might not have been in contact with many suitors, and so you might have been in a bit of a dry spell. But the nature of the question is Seven of Swords. So I don't know if you are actually interested in a serious relationship. Maybe you are a bit of a tease. Maybe you just like to flirt with people, but this is like the lone wolf card. So maybe you're someone who doesn't really want to commit to a relationship. So you might just be stealing people's hearts and then just walk away. But this is also a card about strategy. So maybe you are thinking of stealing people's hearts, and maybe you're thinking about more than one suitor. Maybe you have several people in mind that you didn't get the chance to pursue before Corona. So maybe that is the nature of the question. Maybe you are thinking about those people, and maybe you are curious if one of these people that you are thinking about is the one for you. But I also see that maybe you've been in quarantine for a while, and maybe you've had much time on your own, and so you have been thinking much about your crushes and all the people you didn't have the chance to flirt with, and you're afraid that you might have missed some opportunities. So with the Judgment here, as your conscious mind, you are ready. You have risen from the dead. You have had a period where you have been trapped, like in a coffin, and not being able to go out, just lying there waiting for the storm to pass, and I think you are finally starting to open up for the possibility of love. Maybe you have been keeping your love life on pause for quite a while, and now you are just ready to go out and dance like to the angels' trumpet music. So, but I see that your subconscious mind is not agreeing with you completely. I see that you are being held back. You are still a bit on the fence. Maybe you have been isolated and stagnant for so long that you are afraid to take the first step. And I see the danger is not present. You have nothing to fear, but like fear itself. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that because I'm one of those who doesn't believe in corona or doesn't take it seriously. Like I take it seriously. I think we should isolate ourselves as much as possible. I even predicted in a way that corona would happen back in start December, or I sort of predicted it. I said to my mother that I thought all people would really benefit from a hermit year where everyone would be able to find themselves through introspection, and I even discussed one of the methods to do this with my mother, and I said that one could be to like isolate everyone against their will, because I thought it would do wonders for people's mental health. And so I'm totally on board with isolation and quarantine because I essentially think it is good for us. I think through isolation we become more compassionate, and it is actually very simple because when we truly know ourselves, we can recognize ourselves in others, and by recognizing ourselves in others, we can connect with others. And I think if we never really find the time to get to know ourselves, I think we walk around amongst other people acting social but not truly connecting with anyone, because when we don't know ourselves, we live in this illusion that we are different from everyone else, that we are divided from others, and while we are alienated from others, we are not able to have compassion towards others. We are not able to connect with others, and I have been this way myself. Much of my anxiety is actually due to this illusion that I am different. And so I think when we come out of a period of isolation, we realize more the things that we have in common with people than the things that make us stand out, make us different. We become more social beings after isolation. I don't know what conclusion I was wanting to make, but I'm not saying that you should rush into social events as soon as possible, because I realize that would be really bad advice. But I am saying that what is holding you back is maybe not corona or the restrictions related to corona, but yourself. I think you are afraid of taking the blindfold off and rope around your waist, like you are, and walking freely into the world. And I think you're afraid of that, and that's not weird at all. I think we all feel the same way. We are all afraid of taking the first step, and no one truly knows when the right time is to re-emerge into society. No one knows when it is safe at this point. And it's not much about safety anymore, but because Corona is not just going to die out one day, this will take time. So it is more about when we are willing to take the risk, because we will have to do it eventually. But I am happy to see that in the near future you will have a celebration and party, and also what is crossing you is a page of wands. I have not done reversals in this reading, but I actually see this card maybe as a reversal, because that would make some sense in the context. So, well, the page of wands is a bit of a party girl, and so I think it has been weighing you down a lot that you have not been able to go to parties, but it could also be someone in your life, maybe a young person, someone who is keeping you from pursuing love. This could be an ex, maybe a young Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It could also be a sibling. Maybe you have been self-quarantining because you have a sibling with a chronic illness and you don't want to risk her getting sick. So maybe also, I also realized that like this person, she is dancing, and this person here lying down is actually have trouble breathing. So okay, so also with the 7 of Swords here, I see a scenario where one of you maybe have been a bit reckless. You might have been breaking quarantine to go to parties, and maybe you have actually made some people sick, and so I don't know, that's maybe only one of you or none of you. But with the Emperor here, I think if this is you, you are being advised to be more like the Emperor, be a bit more responsible, and make rational decisions. And also maybe this could be your father, so maybe the advice is to listen to your father. Maybe your father has given you some advice that you have been ignoring. But I think if you are going I think if you are going to be quarantined in the future, like in the next 3 months, I think if you are going back to quarantine, you won't be missing out. I think you, because everyone is walking home too, so, but everyone is still leaving the cups behind. So if there is a situation in the future where you will go back to quarantine, I think maybe you have had a period where you were not in quarantine, or you will have a period in the near future where you are not in quarantine or not in isolation. And so I think you might be going back to quarantine, and so, but I see that everyone else is doing that too. So, and everyone is still leaving their cups behind. So when you return from quarantine, all the cups will still be there. You will not have missed out on anything. So if you were afraid of missing out, but so I think everything will be like completely as you left it. And with the outcome here as the 9 of Pentacles, I actually see only positive things in store for you the next 3 months. You will be really blissful and at peace. You will probably learn to enjoy your own company, because I can't really ignore the fact that the woman on the picture is alone. So I'm not seeing love coming in for you guys, but I think there is an opportunity for you to date yourself. And I know it sounds a bit silly, but it can be really effective, and you will be dating someone who can't reject you. So it's really good practice without any risks. And so just like pretend you are on a date with yourself. Ask yourself the questions you would ask a date about, and pamper yourself and spoil yourself, like to win yourself over, to win your own love for yourself. And eventually when the honeymoon phase is over, that's actually where that's actually the greatest part of this, because then you can pretend to like you can picture yourself moving in with yourself, and make it like the real experience where you realize all the small things about yourself that annoys you, and first you want to change them, and then realistically you will fail at changing them, like you would if you lived with a boyfriend, and then you will try to live with all your faults, or all your flaws, and then eventually you will start to love them. You will start to embrace your own shortcomings and your own faults and all flaws, sorry, and and the things that annoys you about yourself, and just like an authentic relationship. And this can be a really beautiful experience where you really get to know yourself, and it's really and I don't know if that is what you're going to do. Probably not, but it's just a suggestion. But even if it's something completely different, I see that you will be really happy by yourself. You will enjoy your own company, and you will realize that you don't need anyone else, because you are actually the best company in the world. You are the best company for yourself. You are probably the funniest person you know. Probably the probably, and we all feel that way, I believe, and so of course I see the Empress here, and I see that your hope is for love. You are hoping for love. You are hoping to become someone's significant other, and this might disappoint you, this outcome, but you will see it differently within the next 3 months, because I think you will be actually really glad that you had this period alone. But I see that you want love. You also might want to be admired. You want people to flirt with you. You want people's attention. And I know that seems a bit negative when I say it like that, but I assure you that we all have periods where we want attention, and that's completely normal, and we want to be admired, and so so if you're feeling like you are a bit deprived from praise and admiration from others, like you need confirmation, you will realize that you can be your own confirmation. You can admire yourself, but you can also might also find solutions in the next 3 months to how to actually get this without actually being with people physically. So maybe you will be starting a project, some passion project, or something creative that you can showcase, maybe on social media, and that way you will be able to get confirmation. And there's nothing wrong with that. I do it too. We all do it. And it's just the cool thing about this is that you actually, in the process, you create something great. And so whatever the intention was, the outcome is still good. It's still a good outcome. And so you could also like maybe benefit from getting on Tinder. And maybe you won't even use it, but maybe you will. You could buy the gold membership just to be able to see how many likes will come in, and so maybe this will boost your self-esteem, and maybe that's the only thing you need to truly be happy single. Maybe you just need to learn your worth, and I would recommend this. I did this myself a few years ago, and I had really low self-esteem before, and I was sure no one would be interested in me. So I made a Tinder account, and I was very surprised and this positively surprised, and this really helped me realize that I had been selling myself short for a very long time. I didn't actually know my own worth, and so I didn't. Well, disclaimer is that I didn't actually find love on Tinder. I'm not sure if many people actually do that, but it did change my perception of myself, and I'm quite sure it helped me a lot on my journey to self-love, and I think you will benefit from this journey as well to this self-love, and I think you will get there within the next 3 months, and so like with the lone wolf card here, you might have been the type who thought you would be single the rest of your life, traveling from city to city like a cowboy a bit, and never really settling anywhere. And I think with the Eight of Swords as in your subconscious, I think your insecurities might even run very deep. I think you might have had something happen in your childhood. Maybe you were bullied in the past, and so I think you are holding yourself back a lot. And you need to take off the blindfold and realize that you are desirable. Also, for some of you, I see now. So and also with the Emperor here, as you in this, and the Empress as like your hope, I think this is actually quite fitting. Like you hope to be someone else's. Well, also this card is advice, so I think you hope to be the Empress for someone, but you are actually advised to be your own, like you to be your, like you want to be, you want a husband, and you are being advised to be your own husband. Like, and so. And I really love that. I think that's quite fitting. But I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Number 3, you chose this Numite, and your significator is this card in reverse. So this is how it looks upright, and this is how it looks reversed. And so when it's upright, you can see that the sailor has tied a string to his pants, and he has swum to shore, and now he can pull his ship in. And since it's reversed, I think you might be abandoning the ship. You might be cutting the strings and you're cutting the cord maybe to the mothership. So maybe this is actually your mother. Maybe you are really close to your mother, and you're thinking of cutting the umbilical cord. So you could also be moving out of your parents' house, or for some of you, you could also be considering moving away from the town you grew up in, or maybe even the country you grew up in. Whatever it might be, I think you are cutting some ties to something. You are letting go of something, and since this is a love reading, this could possibly be a boyfriend. Maybe you have recently been in a relationship and you're thinking about ending the relationship. But let's draw some cards. So I will be doing the Celtic cross, and so I will do that now. So 3 of Cups, Temperance, 4 of Swords, Strength, Queen of Cups, 9 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, Justice, and 5 of Pentacles. So, okay, so I see that in the recent past you have the Queen of Cups here. So I get the sense that it could be about your mother. I don't know, but why she's coming up in a love reading for you. But I get the sense of that this could be your mother. Maybe you are very close to your mother, and maybe your tight bond with your mother is actually what's blocking you a bit from pursuing a new relationship. Maybe your mother needs you right now. Maybe she's going through a rough time right now, or maybe your mother is alone, and maybe you've been taking care of her, and so it could, of course, also be a person. And of course, the court cards are not gender specific to gender. So so this could be a Cancer man also, but he's in the recent past. So maybe I don't know, maybe you broke up with a Cancer man, or maybe this is someone you had a relationship with, and you or a friendship with, who were toxic. Maybe this was a toxic friendship, and you're letting go of that. But it could of course also be a woman. Like, you could be a man or a homosexual. So, but with the Three of Cups here, as the nature of your question, I see that this could be a third party situation. So maybe this Queen of Cups here is a rival of yours. Maybe this is someone who's in a relationship with the person you want to be in a relationship, or if you are already in a relationship, this person could have your partner could have cheated on you with this person, but I see that it is in the past. So, but mostly I see that you are actually just wanting a good time. You want to be like these. I also see that this could be you. This could be you. You could be a caretaker. You could be someone who really is very giving and caring towards other people, and so maybe the nature of your question is actually that you want a good time. You want to have fun and go to parties and feel alive. You want to enjoy life, and maybe you have been sacrificing yourself for others, and it has been on the expense of your own well-being, and so, or your own fun and joy. And so I think you want to feel joy again, and I think an obstacle for that is temperance. So you will be blocked by moderation, and that could be simply because of corona restrictions. You will not completely be able to dance and drink and party like before, and so maybe you're the type who really needs to build up courage before you approach people, and so maybe you need like liquid courage, alcohol, and like I knew a guy once who was really afraid of approaching girls, and so he said it was really a bad cycle, evil cycle, because he would drink to build courage enough to like approach a girl, but when when he was drunk enough to approach her, he would get rejected because he was too drunk. And so then the next time he would go to a bar, he would be even more afraid of rejection, and so he would drink even more to build up courage. And so yeah, the story goes on and on. So maybe you are a bit like that. Maybe you really need alcohol to let loose, and so maybe you have not been able to do that, and so you could also be someone who's extremely responsible, and you like to stay sober whenever you go out, and maybe you need to stop doing that. Maybe you need to let loose for love to come in, because like maybe you could be a designated driver. You might be the type who always stays sober at parties so that you can drive your friends home, and if that's the case, maybe ask your friends if you can change it up a bit, so that someone else can take that role once in a while, so that it's not always you who has to do this every time. So I see with the Four of Swords as your conscious mind, you really want to rest. You probably have been very burdened a lot in the recent, like recently, maybe particularly with the problems of others, and I think you just want a period of rest. But I think that your subconscious mind is reassuring you that you are extremely strong, and that is why you have been this Queen of Cups in the recent past. You have been assigned this job because the universe knows you are capable of carrying these burdens. I'm not saying you should, but I am reassuring you that you are not overburdening yourself, or well, you are, but you have really strong shoulders and you can carry a lot, and the universe works this way. The universe gives the most burdens to the strongest people and the least burdens to the weakest, and that's really unfair, but see it as a compliment. You are really strong, and so maybe if you are dealing with someone in your family or something in your family, maybe you have been helping a family member out a lot, maybe a parent or a sibling, and maybe you even have other siblings and you feel like you are the only one of your siblings who actually cares, who actually steps up and helps, and your other siblings can just sit back and enjoy life. But actually you have been assigned this job because you are the most capable, because you are like, it's not that your siblings are not compassionate and not considerate. It is just that you are stronger than them. They are not as strong as you. And so, okay, so with the Nine of Cups in this context, I will be reading this card a bit differently than I am used to, because in the cup suit, the card before this card is Eight of Cups, which is Moses walking to the top of the mountain, leaving his cups behind. The Ten of Cups is all the cups on top of a rainbow, and so like as the pact with God, but I'm not seeing it like that, but that was just me rambling. But I think this is somewhere in the middle. I think you have left your cups, but you will still be returning to them again, and you will have when you might have had you might have left something, and in the near future you will be returning to it, and now you will have this new appreciation for the cups that you abandoned before, and now you showcase them in the most glorious way possible as like trophies. And so I think it is good that you will cut ties to like this ship here. It's also a bit of I don't know, but I heard like if you love something, set it free, and like if it comes back, it will be yours forever, and if it doesn't, then it wasn't yours to begin with, or however that goes. But and so maybe if this is actually about a relationship, because it should be, because this is, I love reading, but so then maybe you need a break apart from this person, if there is a person you are in a relationship with, and maybe this break will actually make you appreciate this person more, or maybe this person will appreciate you more when you have some time apart. Maybe this person will actually realize how much you actually do how much you do for this person. And so you need him to realize that you are this Queen of Cups, and you have always been that, and you have been loving and caring and supportive of him, if this is a person. And so also, if this is still about your family, then maybe a time apart, a short time apart, will actually make your family see more all the great things that you do. And so either way, it will be good to have this short time period where you off, where you are not with this person or this. So I see that this is what you want consciously. You want a break from this situation, whatever the situation it is. You want peace and quiet, and I think it's beneficial for you because you will become within the next 3 months. You will become this Nine of Pentacles. You will realize your own worth. You will realize that you are independent and abundant and resourceful. And that is what you can accomplish on your own. And that is and I see that is what you can accomplish if you are not affected by your environment. And so that's a big factor of it. This is what you can do on your own. You can be this great person, but you will probably sacrifice some of that for another person, and that's great, because what's the point of having all this abundance if you don't have anyone to share it with? So you will be sharing this abundance with someone. And so and I think this is your environment, and so there will be a move in your you will help someone, probably maybe your love partner or this family member or a friend or whatever. You will help this person sail into calmer waters, and so I think you will use your abundance and to help someone who is in need of a change, who's and will result in this outcome, which is 5 of Pentacles. And the good news is that there are 2 people in this card. So if you were afraid of being alone or loneliness or something like that, then I can reassure you that there will be another person in your life. But I think you will be helping this person out. And I think you are the leading woman here, and this person is this person who's on crutches and who is very, very in ill health, and so you will be helping this person find the light here. You will help this person get into see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I think this is really important work that you're doing, and you're being very selfless. And I also see that with the hope here is your hope is the justice, and so I think it's not that you hope to get reciprocation. I just think that you hope that this act of kindness will result in good karma for you, that it will be recognized by the higher power, and you are probably someone who believes that all good deeds will be rewarded, and I think you will realize, if this is a family member, that your family is your priority number one. You need to. So love is something that can be set on pause for a while, a little while, because this needs to be sorted out first, and so. Like also with this, like this card, since it's this person in when it's upright, this person is looking through his binoculars and looking at ships and maybe potential love interests, and when it's reversed, he's not looking. So maybe you are not looking. Maybe you. But I think you will be. There will be a bit, a short amount of time where you will where you will abandon the mothership for a little while. You will have a time where you will socialize and enjoy life, but you will return quite like in the near future. You will be returning to whatever you have abandoned, and but I think it's good for you to have this time. And but also sometimes I see the Five of Pentacles as a marriage card. So maybe if you are in a relationship, you can, maybe there is a, like, because it's like through thick and thin, like for better and for worse. And I think maybe if you are in a relationship, this relationship will be more committed, but maybe you will have a bit of a rocky time the next 3 months, but it will get better. Maybe your partner has some issues, mental health issues, that needs to be addressed in the next 3 months and needs to be worked on, and maybe this person is a bit of a charity case, and maybe you but I think you will, whoever this is, if it's a potential partner, if it's someone you are actually in a relationship with right now, if it's a family member, I see that your help will, you will help this person. It will not go unrecognized, and you will probably have to be someone's rock. But I see that with the Strength card here, the spirits are telling you that you are completely capable of being this rock. Maybe you have been feeling like you were the one who needed a rock, but the spirits are telling you that you are much stronger than you think, and whatever this situation will be, if it's a partner, a family member, whatever, you can handle this situation. You got this. And so that's what I see for you, group number 3. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye. Number 4, you chose this Moki marble, and your significator is this card here. So I already feel like I know where this reading is going. Like you can see on this picture that like down here there is a toilet with a heart on the door, and this guy is desperately trying to get inside, and you have the key and you're not sharing the key with him, and you are also thinking of him as a zero. And so I think first of all, you are someone very guarded, and you guard your heart. You're not letting anyone enter your heart space. Your heart is closed off, and I think you are actually, well, maybe something happened in the past that hurt you, and you are protecting your heart from that, because of that. I think it's a defense mechanism to think of like everyone as a zero. You find everything wrong with your love offers, and you are rejecting everyone before they get the chance to even speak to you. So you might come across as someone who has really high standards, and someone who is really picky when it comes to men. And maybe you've also like been voicing very openly that you have a particular type in men, and that type is so narrowed down that no man can actually fit into it. And so I think you do that to protect yourself. So like you might be rejecting people before they get the chance to reject you. Maybe you were rejected once in a very bad way. Maybe this was even your first experience with love. Maybe this happened when you were a teenager. Maybe you confessed your love for someone and he rejected you, and maybe that wasn't the end of the story. Maybe there happened something later where maybe everyone in your school found out and made fun of you or something like that, and maybe you don't even realize how big an impact this has had on you, and still has to this day. There might have happened a lot more tragic events afterwards, and you think a silly rejection like that happened when you were a teenager would be quite lame as a reason for your fear of getting rejected. But I think the first love experience we have will always be the experience that forms us the most, because this experience sets the tone for our love lives, and you know how when we learn something new, a new skill or a new topic in school, if we are taught this in the wrong way, it is like nearly impossible to relearn it. Like if, for example, you learn to dance and you learn that you should start on your right foot, and then you get a teacher who teaches you to start on your left foot instead, this will be nearly impossible to do. And even if you learn to do it with your left foot, the only way you actually learn this is by suppressing your first impulse to start with the right foot. So the brain will always think right foot, and then correct itself to left. And so I think our first experience in love is a bit like that. It's similar. I think this is where we learn what love is, and if our first love experience was a brutal rejection, every time we start a new love, or then our brain will think of rejection and then correct itself with time, but rejection was still present in our brain, and just the thought of rejection sometimes is enough to discourage us. And I actually don't believe we can fix that, but we can become really good at correcting ourselves, because many of us are, well, it's like the dancer with the right foot. That was a bad analogy, also, since, well, I think you should actually start with your right foot in dance, but I'm not sure. I'm not a dancer, but you will have to correct yourself. You will. The only way to learn is to relearn this is to accept that the first thing that will pop in your mind will be rejection, but you have to learn the damage control. You need to learn how to correct yourself afterwards, and you just have to do that until it becomes natural to you, until it becomes routine, actually. And so but many of us go through life without ever correcting the wrong we've been taught, and so maybe you have not actually reached this point in your life where you are beginning to correct yourself, correct this, where you are beginning to tell yourself that not everyone will reject you. You are worthy of love. You are desirable, and it takes time and effort to relearn something wrong you've been taught, but you will be able to get there eventually. But that's just what I see from this particular card. I'm really curious what the tarot has to say about this. So I will be doing the Celtic cross spread, and so the first card is 9 of Cups and 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, the Fool, and Page of Pentacles. So, okay, so a lot of court cards here, and only one major arcana. So this is not a very. It's a bit of a weak reading. It's not completely set in stone. So keep that in mind. But I see that in the past there might have been a Knight of Pentacles. This could have been a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, but it could also just have been someone really slow moving. Maybe you've been waiting for someone to make a move on you, and you have been frustrated because nothing has happened. This could also be in regards to what I've talked about before. Maybe this person is that person in the past who has made you a bit guarded, but but I see that there are well, it could also be because like you are so afraid of rejection that you are not making a move, and so you're waiting for this person to make a move, and he's also waiting to make like, and so, but this could also just be you. Maybe you're really slow moving, and it would make sense because you are not really the type who gets into relationships often. So but it could also just have been this. Maybe this is your first love. Maybe your first love was an earth sign. But I see that there are many suitors around you. And I think that also correlates quite nicely to this card, because you might have a lot of people who are trying to get in to your heart, but like you have put a sign on the door that says like out of order, like on the bathroom door, just to keep people away and to keep people from using your bathroom, like figuratively, and there's actually nothing wrong with your bathroom. You're just like you're scaring people away on purpose. But in your like consciously you are just looking at your options. You are probably enjoying the show, like this person. You like to see the ships sail in, but I also think you enjoy to see them sail away again. Like also that song, you know, sitting on the dock of the bay, like you are. You might feel a bit stagnant, like nothing is going to change, but I see that in your subconscious mind and the spirit that reigns your subconscious mind is actually trying to show you this King of Wands. They're trying to make you notice him. They want you to realize what great opportunity he is, and so there could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in your environment that you are blind towards. You don't see him as an option, but the spirit is telling you that you should. And he might not be a King of Wands yet. He could be a Page of Wands, but he will become a King of Wands. The spirit is reassuring you that he will become that one day, and if so maybe in the near future you will have an offer from this person, but maybe it will be only sexual at first, and you might not be interested in that because you want to be completely sure that you are not wasting your time, that you two will have a future together. But spirit is trying to reassure you that he will grow up. He will not stay this way forever. Maybe he seems a bit like a bachelor right now, but he will become a responsible adult real soon. And or this could be you. Maybe you are not ready to let go of single life yet. Maybe you are someone who likes to go out and flirt a lot, and in the near future you will not be quite ready to let this part of you go. But I think this is most likely him, because I see that within the next 3 months, you will actually be this Queen of Pentacles. You will be this responsible, stable person. You might also be focusing a bit on your career and finances the next 3 months. But also I see that you could be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But I think you will be in your element these 3 months. I totally forgot to talk about the nature of the question. That's pretty important. The nature of the question is 9 of Cups. So I think maybe you're wishing for love, but I also see that you are really content also with the trophies here. Maybe you recently had a glow up and you want to showcase your goods, but I also see that you are like a store. You have a showcase window, and you enjoy watching people walking by and admiring the display, but you have closed the store, so you just want people to admire you, but you don't want to sell anything. You are not interested in any buyers anytime soon. You just want to showcase, like you want to display yourself, but you are not wanting to commit to a relationship right now. So and an obstacle for you is your own mind, your own imagination. You might have too high standards. You might be waiting for the right person to come in, and you don't want to settle for less. So maybe you should lower your standards maybe a little bit, because I actually don't see that you have those high standards really. I just think this is a defense mechanism that you have, so that you are able to reject people before they reject you. So stop doing that. As soon as you stop doing that, you will maybe realize this awesome person who you are not seeing right now, and stop fantasizing about this Prince Charming, because he is actually already in your life. You are just blind towards him, and like he could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. I also heard Capricorn, and maybe since the 6 of Cups here is in your environment, this person could be an ex. I'm sorry to say that if you are not interested in that, but this could also just be someone from the past, and someone who will be returning in the next 3 months, someone you have not been in contact with for a very long time, and it will be really pleasant to meet him again, and he will probably be offering his cup to you, like in this card. And this person could also be older than you. Maybe there's an age difference between you two. I think and with the hope as the Fool here, I think this could also be your fear. I think you both hope and fear a new beginning. I think you want a new beginning, but you also don't want a new beginning. So you have this duality to you. You can't really make up your mind if you actually want love or don't want love. And so it's probably because you're a bit scared of love coming in. You are protecting yourself from taking this leap of faith because you are worried about it a bit. And so but I also see that the Page of Pentacles here, I think you might be more, because in the next 3 months, you might be more focused on your career and your studies than your love. Maybe there will come a new opportunity in regards to your career or something like that, and this will be very time consuming, but also very exciting. And so so maybe there's not much room for love really in the next 3 months. You might also have had an idea, like you might get an idea in the nearest future, and within the next 3 months it will start to manifest. But this could also be a bit of a risky thing, since the page doesn't fully have grasp on the coin yet. He or she is fumbling a bit to get a good grip on it, and so maybe this will be extra time consuming because of that, because it's a bit risky. But taking, well, you need to take the most risks to get the biggest rewards, or how that goes. But I only see good things coming for you in the next month. I'm not sure if it's love coming in, but I think you will be starting something and it will be looking promising, for yourself, something for yourself. And it might be a bit time consuming, but I think you already know that. But I will tell you that even though this love with the King of Wands won't happen in the next month, probably because you are a bit blinded towards him, like you don't see him and as an option, but I think it's actually a divinely guided union. I think you will be together eventually, so maybe watch another pickacard reading in the next 3 months, like after the next 3 months, because maybe this person will come up then, and I'm rooting for you too, because I hope I think this was actually a really good option for you, and I hope you will open your eyes for this option. So that's what I see for you, group number 4. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.